Oh. Oh, hey, sorry. Sorry. Oh, gosh. Sorry about that. I'm just researching for my next gig. Kind of busy. Being a game designer, working on virtual reality. Hey everyone! Welcome back to my show! Yeah, I was busy working on virtual reality there for my next project. Being a game designer, for those of you who don't know me, I've worked on many different projects. I've had viewers ask me about my experience working with Minecraft, and a lot of it I've done was designing the virtual reality experience for Minecraft. When you jump into Minecraft and you do the Oculus Rift or the Gear VR, or how you control your controls, what you see with the HUD, with the floating HUD, the visuals, the head tracking, all that kind of stuff. Everything that you see when you jump into Minecraft, virtual reality, all those different types of controls and interaction and the experience, all that kind of stuff. I designed all that. So I hope that answers your question for the viewers out there who are wondering what I've done with Minecraft. I've done many other things with Minecraft, but I'll explain those in other videos. So today, now that you've joined me again for my second video, we're gonna do another Thai dish. Everybody loves it, everybody's eating it. It's called Tom Kha, or you can call it Tom Kha Gai because it's chicken. So from the last video, when we made the chicken stock, we cut up all that chicken so we can get the chicken bones to make the chicken stock. Now we have that leftover chicken. So what we're gonna do is we're going to take that chicken meat and we're gonna put it into a new Thai dish. And we're also gonna take the chicken stock that we made and we're gonna mix it all together and make a great dish that everybody loves. But we're gonna do it my way. So come along and let's do it. Ooh. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to dice up some flavors and spices and boil it and prepare it for the Tom Kha. The first thing is going to be a special root. It's called Galangal Root that they use in Thailand, but it's really hard to find here in the US. So you can find similar roots in the same category, in the same family, and the first one is ginger. Smells really good, it's really sweet. We all know what ginger is. That falls into the same category, same family as galangal. But then if you want to go with ginger, then you can go with galangal. And then the next one is turmeric. Now, we have some turmeric root here, and that's easy to find at markets locally. It's just really expensive. It's like $10 a pound. It's pretty crazy. So I bought a little bit here, and it works really good with Tom Kha. So what we're going to use today is we're going to use some turmeric. It's on the sour side of the flavor of the roots. So you got ginger, galangal, and then turmeric. But that's okay because turmeric actually works. So trust me, it works. And it tastes amazing when we are done with our Tom Kha. We're going to dice up about maybe 5 slices of this turmeric. So here we go. Just like so. Already smells really good. Again, very similar to ginger, but closer to galangal. That's what we want. Next, we're going to use some lemongrass for the herbs and spices that we're going to put into the Tom Kha. If you watched my last video, I had some lemongrass that I put in the freezer. It was the shorter ends, it wasn't the big ends. So what we can do is we can pull some of those out from the freezer, and then we're going to cut them and dice them up. like so. And when you dice up the lemongrass, what you're getting is you're getting a really nice lemon aroma that adds to the flavor of the tom kha. So that looks about right. Alright, next, now that you've diced up the turmeric and you've diced up the lemongrass, we're going to want to take some green onion. And we want to cut it up as so. And just have some small slices, because this is what's going to go into the water when you boil it as you're preparing the tom kha. It'll add a nice chive type flavor to it that'll mix good with the lemongrass and will mix really good with turmeric. The balance of flavors is really nice, and if you've ever been to Thailand, it will remind you of Thailand. There we go. Dice them up really nice and smooth, small little pieces. There. So now we got our herbs and spices ready to go. We got lemongrass, we got turmeric, and we got green onion. But again, if you can get galangal at an Asian market, then do that instead of turmeric. But if not, you can do turmeric. Again, if you really want to do some ginger, you can as well. I mean, we might as well. We can slice up a few slices of ginger as well. That'll add some kind of sweet flavor to it. But the biggest thing is the turmeric. So there, we got all our spices together, ready to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to boil these in a pot for about 6 minutes, as you will see. Okay, so if you followed along in our last video, we made some really good Thai chicken stock. And that's what we're going to use for the tom kha. It's going to be the foundation. It's like what I talked about. So we have a jar of nice chicken stock here. And so we're going to use some of it to start off boiling. And we're going to take all of those special spices and ingredients that we diced up, and we're going to boil them in a pot. So here we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pour, I have about a jar here. What we want to do is, you've seen, now that it's been in the fridge, the fat has fallen to the bottom, but we got all the nice clear stock on the top. So we're going to pour most of that in here. Actually, all of it. Let's do all of it. Why not? Oh, here comes some of the goodies. And you can see we got some of the fat at the bottom. We don't really need that. We can just pour a little bit in there. Just the clear stock at the top. And there we go. That should work. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to turn the heat to about mid, like 6 or 4, between 4 and 6, about mid-range. And we're going to want to let it heat up before we put in the nice spices. Alright, now that the chicken stock that we made in the previous video is starting to heat up on the stove, we're going to want to take those spices that we diced up and we're going to put them in so that they start to boil with the chicken stock. So we're going to take all this good stuff and bring it on over into the pot. Just like so. We're going to put the lemongrass, the turmeric, some of the ginger, some of the green onions. We're going to put it into the chicken stock that we made in the last video. We're going to let it boil. Okay, now what we can do while the spices are boiling with the chicken stock, we can start preparing other things. Now what's big in Thailand is palm sugar. And I have some of that here. You can find that at an Asian market. But if you don't have palm sugar, you can use regular sugar. But as you can see, it comes in chunks like this. So what you gotta do is you just shave off a bit. You have some palm sugar here. You shave it off in little shavings. As you can see, I've already shaved some. But you know what? We don't have to do the palm sugar. We can do regular sugar. So we got regular sugar right here. I would say maybe about 2 spoonfuls, Asian spoonfuls, or 2 tablespoons would be a way to say it. And we can scoop that into here. So we'll take some of the palm sugar, add it to the mix. Since we already shaved off some. But what we can also do is about maybe a tablespoon of regular sugar. If you don't have palm sugar, you can do about 2 tablespoons of regular sugar. Next, while the spices are boiling, we're going to want to add some fish sauce, about maybe half a cup. So there are 2 different kinds of really good fish sauce that are popular in Thailand. There's the squid flavor, and then there's 3 crab flavor. I just got the 3 crab flavor and I haven't opened it yet, but I still got the squid flavor and it works really good, so we're going to use that. Alright, so as you'll see, it's not even half a cup, it's like maybe a quarter of a cup. But you kind of want to eyeball it. You'll see here, it's about, this much. And you pour it in with the spices. There you go. Now once you put the fish sauce in with the spices and the chicken stock, and as it's boiling, you're going to want to prepare your next part of the dish, which is coriander or cilantro. You're not going to want to put all of it in, and you can actually use the leaves, not just the stems. Like if you watched from my last video, we only just used the stems, but we can actually use all of it this time. So what we're going to want to do is just quickly dice it up while the dish is boiling and all those nice flavors and everything's going good. Dice it up really good, and we're going to want to save about maybe half of it for later, and then we'll take the other half and put it in while it's boiling, just like so. We'll stir it up a bit. Looking good. Smelling really good. Very fish sauce like, with turmeric, ginger. You got the lemongrass going on there. So it's very good with the spices and the flavors boiling in the chicken stock that we made in the last video. So we'll let that boil a little bit longer. Now that we have everything boiling with the spices and the flavors, we're going to want to prepare it just a little bit more before we actually put the rest of the stuff in with the boiling spices and flavors. So what we're going to want to do now is we're going to want to cut up some lemon and get some lemon juice going. I have a lemon juice squisher, whatever you call it, here. Get the lemon juice. But, regular lemon juice will work just fine. If you don't have actual lemon squisher like this. That's fine. So once we've done a whole lemon, as you'll see, that should be fine, ready to go. Next, we're going to want to cut up some onion. Going to probably want to peel off the back end. Not like chicken stock where you can keep the skin. You can actually take it off here. because this is going to go into the actual dish itself. So you peel off the back skin. And then you kind of want to do like just thin slices, like so. So you have, take off the corners there, but you actually have some nice thin curved slices. Just like that. Break them up. And while the spices are boiling, you can take some and throw them in with the spices, like this. Just like that, we put them in with the boiling spices. Next, I'm going to dice up some green onion. I'm going to cut off the ends there. And this is what's going to go in after we're done boiling the spices. And you know, you can cut out, you know, good large chunks. They don't have to be thin slices. So you have something good to chew on with the tom kha. So now we have the coriander and the onions, red onions, and we have the green onions, Thai flavor, cilantro, everything ready to go. We have the lemon juice, looking good. And finally, the Thai chilies. Now I have some Thai chilies frozen in the freezer, and they've thawed a bit, so here we go. We're going to want to dice up some Thai chilies to get the spice going. Now 4 or 5 is good. Let's go with 6. Looks good. I like Thai chilies. I like the spice. So you take the stems off the back. We dice them up. I have 6. They're pretty good. So what you can do is you can mash them with a knife, just like so, and then slice them up. Just be careful, don't touch your eyes or your nose or your face once you've done this, because they're really spicy. You can find Thai chili peppers at a local market, or you can find them at the Asian market. I've seen them at both places, so be really careful with them. And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put some Thai coconut milk. You can find this at pretty much any market. Just look in the Asian section, but just a can of coconut milk. Thai coconut milk. So you take your can of coconut milk, cut it open. We'll pop that lid open. Now that we got everything simmering on the pot, we're going to pour the Thai coconut milk in. Here we go. Yep, you got all the good stuff. Coconut in there. Sure to stir it up. Then we'll let that simmer a little bit longer. Now that we got the Thai coconut milk poured in with all the different flavors that have been boiling with the chicken stock, the other thing we're going to want to add is the meat. So I have some chicken here, from our last video where we cut off the meat pieces to make the chicken stock. So we have the leftover chicken meat. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this out on the cutting board. Make sure it's nice and chopped up into pieces, and we're going to put it into the stock that's boiling right now. So you just want to make sure that you have some nice pieces cut up, small pieces. They don't have to be really big. Just nice little edible pieces. See, it works really well when you make the chicken stock, when you cut the chicken meat off the bones. Because then you now have all this chicken meat that you can cut up and put in another dish. Looking pretty good there. Looks good. Now that we've cut up all the chicken and we got the coconut milk in with the spices that have been boiling, we've added all the rest of the flavors in. Now we're going to pour the chicken into the rest of the boiling mix and let it boil for about maybe 5-6 minutes. Alright, so now we got the chicken ready to go, cut up, and we're going to pour it into the yummy Tom Kha mix. Now we're going to want to be sure to stir that up. We're going to let it boil for another 5-6 minutes. So now that everything is simmering with the coconut milk, we're going to take the rest of the stuff we've diced up with the green onions and the cilantro and the red onions and the Thai chili peppers and the lemon juice for preparation, because that's not what we're boiling. We're going to put all these other spices in and prepare, along with some mushrooms. You can find these at any market you want. You can find white mushrooms, you can find different kinds, oyster mushrooms or whatever, but it doesn't matter. Just find some kind of good mushrooms that'll work with this dish. So here we go. We're gonna first pour in the lemon juice. Then we're going to take the green onions, the cilantro, the red onions. Make sure they're spread good there, as well as the Thai chilies. Ooh, look at that. Again, be careful with them. Don't touch your face after you touch them. Looking good. Last but not least, you want to put in some chili oil. Now this is homemade chili oil that I made myself. It takes a bit to make. I haven't made a video on it yet, but I learned how to do it, and it's really good. But if you haven't learned how to make this yet, or because I haven't made a video yet, once I make a video, you'll learn how to do it. But if you haven't, what you can do is you can go to the local market. You can go to any Asian section or a Hispanic section, you know, and you can look up hot chili oil. So this will work as well. So the best thing to do with the chili oil is you just take a few scoops, spread it amongst the goodness, depending on how spicy you want it, depending on how spicy the oil is. And there you go. Pretty simple there, right there. Okay, now that we've combined everything together, we got all the veggies in there, and we got the lemon juice, we got the mushrooms, we got the cilantro, we got all the good Thai chili oils and all that good stuff in there, and the onions. Now we're going to take the coconut milk that we've been simmering, and we're going to pour it into this bowl that's been prepared. So here we go. There it is. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, here we go. Taste test. For Tom Kha Gai. Ooh, look at the chicken. And all the other spices and flavors in there. I can smell the lemongrass. Mmm. What they say in Thailand is "aloi," which means tastes very good. Ooh, aloi. And in the northern part of Thailand, it's sap. So if you ever go to Bangkok and we go get something to eat and you think it tastes really good, you can say "sap aloi." They'll love you for that. Mmm. Sap aloi. And if you want to say it tastes very, very good, then you say "sapaloy di mac mac mac." Very, very good. Sapaloy di mac mac mac. Wow. Mmm. The coconut milk, and chicken, and all the flavors. It's perfect. Look at that. Mm. Sapaloy. Okay, so that does it for this video. Thank you for joining me for my second video ever for cooking and enjoying the Tom Kha Gai. Some of you expressed that you like my cat, so here's my buddy. His name's Espen. He's a rescue cat from Saudi Arabia. Oh, and he's a big baby. But again, thank you for joining me today for cooking Tom Kha Gai. And maybe we'll have him in the next video a little bit more. Thanks again for joining my video. That's about it. Again, it's been interesting. Second video now. Thanks for coming along for the ride. So, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go back to researching for game design. So long, folks.